Tape marker review, guys. Locked 2025. Let's go. Let's get right to it. Action. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? As always, I am your host, Ryan D. aka Ryan680.
I'm Angela Dakalianj.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. Thank you so much for making this a part of your day. You know what to do, guys. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to us on our Alamo City Movie Talk page. And thank you for making this a part of your day. But let's get right to it. Angela, what are we talking about today?
So this few weeks, it's really been ramping up. I know the movie mania madness is really kicking in. A lot of good things have come out this month.
Yeah.
But today we are reviewing Locked. It's a thief breaking into a luxury SUV, realizes that he has slipped into a sophisticated game of a psychological horror, starring Bill Skarsgård and Anthony Hopkins. So I really didn't know what to expect going into this, to be quite honest. I didn't even know the headliners. So I was really surprised to see two actors that we really like. You know, the Bill Skarsgård and Anthony Hopkins. Anthony Hopkins, classic, right? He's done so many good things. Beautiful resume. He's done like Silence of the Lambs, which is amazing. And we have seen Bill Skarsgård kind of dip into like a lot of like kind of splash into Hollywood, like with the It and more recently the Nosferatu. Yeah. So I really liked seeing them together, like seeing that right off the bat. And I will say, I was so surprised walking out of the theater after this. It was such a simple plot. But it was executed so well. Like I really didn't anticipate liking it as much as I thought I would, given that it's such a confined set, if you will, in a sense. But again, I was just blown away by both of them in this movie.
Yeah, you know, this film's actually a remake, guys. A remake of an Argentinian film that came out back in 2019. And one of the things, of course, you already said it, Angela, Anthony Hopkins, you know, he's a phenomenal actor, A-list actor that everyone knows him. He's played the father. He's played, I mean, everything. He's played the Thor's dad. He's played every single character. And we've seen him, like even Zorro. We've seen him play all these different dynamic characters. And, you know, there's nothing I could not say like, oh, yeah, Anthony Hopkins is going to be in it. I'm there. Like, that's what I'm at. That's the A-list actor that we've known to see. Now, Bill Skarsgård, yes, I agree. I feel like that he's really trying to get above the face. What do I mean by that, Ryan? Well, I'm going to tell you. So what I mean by that is he's been playing these like Nosferatu. He play like you can't really tell it's him unless you look up the cast, right? Obviously.
Creature,
same thing
horror,
with it. Same thing with it. Granted, those are it's iconic, right? Whatever the case may be. But here's the thing. I feel like that he really wants to get into the realm of I want to be more than just a horror figure, horror actor.
Considering he comes from an actor or a family of prestigious actors.
Yeah.
Like all of them.
The Skarsgårds, all of them. Alex, too. I mean, Alex is, you know, phenomenal guy.
Kellen.
So, like, pretty much all the Skarsgård. And so here's the thing I do want to say about this movie. Locked to 2025. You know, it's an American thriller that they revamped and everything. And we know producer was Sam Raimi, I believe. And here's the thing. So Skarsgård plays his character named Eddie, and Eddie is going through a lot of an American struggles. And when I mean by American struggles, I mean by the fact that the city, it's if the city feels big, but it's very small because of the way they kind of film it in a way to where like these are poor people and this is only one rich person, or like it kind of distinguishes the class between poor and rich. There's no middle class here that really portrays it at all. But again, it's still two main characters. So Anthony Hopkins is the rich older guy, and then Bill Skarsgård is the young poor guy that goes through a lot and is a father and just struggling really to be a father even. So and yeah, but you know, I gotta say though, I'm very mixed on this. I still enjoyed this movie. This movie has such really good horror element, thriller, psychological thriller elements in here, and I really appreciate Anthony Hopkins' voice throughout this movie because you really see him on camera probably like around 15-20 minutes. Not even that. Yeah, and
because the whole film itself is an hour.
It's really the voice. It's really the voice of Anthony Hopkins, and I love his voice. I mean, he does a great job when it comes to the voice acting. Whenever it took the realm in this film and everything, so I really appreciate that. You know, this movie, I feel like that. Here's the thing with me. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but take it with however you want. Take it with a grain of salt, guys. Moviegoers out there. Here's the thing. I don't like the conclusion of this movie. I do not like the ending of this film.
Sure.
I'll say that right now. I don't like it. And to where like, oh, I don't like it because the way the characters are. No, I just do not like this film, and I feel like it's gonna play part into my rating. And so I wasn't a big fan of the ending. I feel like that the how do you call it, the momentum of the movie kind of lost focus a little bit on certain scenes, and I was just like, okay, whatever. And then it got back to it again. It started getting better again. The momentum started picking up, and so I felt like that it wasn't as good as I expected it to be. And again, though, I went in with not watching a trailer. I just saw the poster of it, and I was pleasantly surprised for what I got. Though I still have to admit that still good performances by the two leads and everything. It's a very intense narrative centered on themes of crime and punishment, the justice system.
Yeah.
And then, like,
Fairness.
Skarsgård does this weird thing where he's all like, what do you think, you're Batman? Like, it's just, I don't know. It just, I get that. I was laughing. And then there were some moments I was just laughing. But yeah, what did you think of the theming moments of it, like the psychological aspect of it? What did you think of that?
So I agree. We haven't really seen too much of Skarsgård where he has a role or he doesn't play some sort of creature, monster, which he's really good at.
Yeah.
And I know we had seen him in, I think, was it one of the John Wick movies? He also played he wasn't in a costume.
Okay.
But I will say I really appreciated this role from him because it had to, I don't know if he stepped out of his boundaries, but I haven't seen him in something like this before.
Yeah.
He plays this conflicted character who is kind of stuck in a cycle, if you will. Like he's, trying to get money, but...
You talking about The Crow?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, he was also the Crow.
Yeah, he was in The Crow too. Remember that? Yeah. But we did not like that movie. Boy Kills World. Remember, he was in that too. That was actually really good.
That was pretty good. He was good in that one.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is a little different than what I've usually seen him in, and a lot of it, because it was such a simple plot, relied solely on his acting and his play, like him and Anthony Hopkins playing off each other.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
I think he did so well, because again, essentially, he's a thief that just by opportunity happened to try and struck the wrong car at the wrong time and gets trapped into this luxury vehicle, essentially being tortured by this madman.
Yeah.
And just like I said, the play between him and Anthony Hopkins just really made this movie for me. Like, you really had to act the crap out of this, and I feel like Bill delivered so much on this, and I really, really like that. And I agree with you on the ending. Could it have been better? Yes, I don't like it. And I'm kind of postulating if maybe they should have made a movie longer to give us a different ending, explain it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm a little confused. I'm a little stuck on that. But overall, it was a solid film for me. I think the direction was nice. Did it kind of drag a little bit, maybe to here and there? But overall, it was a very well done film. And again, a lot of it had to be carried by the two leads, and they just were extraordinary. I really liked them.
We're not going to spoil it for you, but one thing I do want to say, because of the fact that they was mainly focused on a certain crime, William's daughter, I'm not going to mention it, but we never got to see it, for one. We never got to see really her picture even. And 3, I feel like that his main vengeance reason behind it all, is because of that crime, and we didn't get any insight to that. So I felt like that was, the story kind of went a little over, not overboard. How do you say it? Like, it was very loose ends, if you will, or just not giving your audience the full scope. And I feel like that kind of really lost focus in the movie because they were focusing on other stuff. Fair. So I just feel like that they could have focused a little bit more better on that aspect and everything. And maybe you're right. Maybe make the film a little bit longer and give those
like
10 minutes of the crime, so
it.
that way we can actually not relate, or I guess relate to certain audience members, understand that crime, the justice that he is looking for, he was looking for.
Even like a small flashback as he's remembering would have been nice. But again, because then they did mention a neighborhood, and we're like, well, we don't know that neighborhood, so it's just like it kind of made like, okay, whatever. Well, I think it's supposed to be set in like a metropolitan city, like
New York,
metropolitan, New York,
Atlanta,
Chicago, or something. Like they might have said it, but I missed it.
I don't. Yeah.
But I think it did. Was it the perfect film? No, but it could have had opportunities to explain, add more depth to it. But given that it's an hour and a half movie, I think it was fine for what it is. It could have had it, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I still enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Because of the performances of the two.
What are you gonna give this rating, Angela? 1 out of 10, 10 being the highest. What do you give it?
I would give it, and this might be an unpopular opinion, but I would give it a 7.5 because I really enjoyed it. I think Bill knocked it out of the park. Because when you're in a situation like that, you kind of can relate. Like you don't really know what to do. You kind of try your hardest to get out, and you're kind of driven to, depths of what you don't know what you would be capable of doing to kind of escape and see your family again. So I really like that.
Yeah.
You kind of see him slowly slip into madness a little bit. A little bit. And then same thing, Anthony Hopkins, classic. He does so well in everything he does. And I agree with you. I'm one of those, if I see his name on the roster, sign me up. I don't even know. No more details. No questions asked.
Yeah, I was very surprised how much Anthony Hopkins' character knew so much about technology, given his age.
It was great.
I was all like, damn.
Well, because he's wealthy, so I mean, it makes sense.
Okay. All right, guys.
And I would say though, that car, I don't know if it's a real car or not. That was a really nice car.
I mean, that's a spot on commercial. That's an hour and a half commercial right there.
Brand placement there.
Yeah, good. What do you call it? That's a good move. That's a good car.
I don't know if it's a real life manufacturer, but that's a very nice car.
I'm sure it is. But I'm gonna have to give this a solid 6.5. I'm gonna go a little bit 1 point below yours. I just at the end of the day, I thought this movie was good, but I feel like it could have been a little bit better. But hey, it's not the worst movie of this year. I'll say that. And
it's entertaining.
Yeah, it was entertaining, and I had a good time in the theater watching this movie. And so Bill and Anthony Skarsgård and Bill. Anthony Hopkins and Bill Skarsgård. I'm mixing the names now. And they were really good together. They really were, and I cannot wait to see what else. Of course, what else more? Maybe they even have a chance to work together again. But I really appreciate this film, and I appreciate the remake of it all, and so, the thing about remakes and everything, speaking of remakes, Snow White, everything else, if you do not like the remake, there's always the original you could always go back to, and I'll leave it at that, guys. But all right, guys, thank you so much for making this part of your day. As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. Ryan680.
I'm Angela,
and this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. See you at the movies. Catch this movie at a theater near you. Laters.